I'm Sherry Wyatt here with Beyond Brotherhood, and we have a few questions to ask them. So, what is the mission of Beyond Brotherhood?
Well, first off, my name is Brandon Meter. I'm the president. I have with me Andy Pinnell, the vice president, and Dennis Helmers, the treasurer. Our mission is to help veterans. We're a group of veterans, and we serve as a resource for veterans. We help out with different things, utilities, rental assistance. We have programs where we do things together with veterans. So basically, the VA released a 22 a day average veteran suicide. We're trying to knock that number down and help homeless vets in southern Oklahoma.
What events are coming up for Beyond Brotherhood?
Our events that we have coming up are we have a walk a mile, which is a 2.2 mile walk that we're doing. It's called Walk a Mile in Our Boots, and we're doing that with two other organizations, Flames to Hope, Equine Mini Equestrian Therapy, and Changing Course Foundation. We're going to do it at the Veterans Center in Sulphur. We'll walk 2.2 miles. The public is invited to come out. We'll serve burgers and stuff that people can buy for like $5. We have the Ruck 22, which is a 22-mile ruck march in the Arbuckle Mountains out at Crossbar Ranch. We have a golf tournament in October, and we have some other little events. Fill the Ruck, where we do a food drive at the end of the year for veteran families.
When were you founded?
Started this 2 years ago, 2017.
What wanted you to start Brotherhood?
Um, I was dealing with some things myself with a little bit of depression and some other things that were going on in my life at the time. So I wanted something to give me a purpose. We work with other veteran organizations like the VA, and usually everything comes through me. Uh, Somehow I became the man that everybody contacts when somebody's in need. So they email me, call me, text me, or find me in person, and they just tell me what the need is, and we go over it as a board. We have 7 members on our board, so we'll go over that, and then we'll figure out what we can do for that veteran, and then we'll help them out.
I heard that you're big into the Ruck 22. Can you tell us more about that?
The Ruck 22 is with the statistic of 22 veteran suicides a day.
Test 1, 2.
Test. Welcome to a beautiful night here at Davis Wolf Field. We've got a big game tonight, don't we, Dustin?
Yes, sir. Murray County Bedlam.
Murray County Bedlam. This is Brad Bentley and Dustin Johnson, and we are coming to you live at Murray County Bedlam.
Yep, this is the Ground Pound Wishbone Show.
Second edition. First edition wasn't what we wanted, so second edition we are expecting and looking forward to something better tonight. Friday the 13th. It is we're going to see if we can't be the horror character this evening and take it to the Sulphur Bulldogs. So, Dustin, let's talk about a little bit on what you expect to see this week.
Sure. Last week, I actually had a chance to talk to Coach Parker. And, he mentioned that there was, some key moments in that game. You can never overcome, penalties and turnovers. It's very, very hard to overcome that. And we had some penalties and turnovers in some very inopportune times that seemed to either kill drives or swing a momentum that played a big part in the outcome of that game.
Lost a couple kids early as well. Lost one of our tailbacks, was unfortunately ejected early in the game and had to kind of recover from that. And then early in the second half, we ended up having our quarterback hit. They at that point said it was concussion, and he was also gone for the game. So here we are, early second half, 2015 game, and suddenly we were without one of our starting tailbacks and our starting quarterback.
Yeah, and I talked to him about Cole Martin, and he is definitely been cleared. I think there was a couple of different physicians that did the whole concussion protocol, as well as the coaching staff, and he's been cleared, and he is going to play tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Cole. I know talking to Mike earlier this week, they were going to take it super cautious, but at this point, they're just they're very good. So we've got 8:55 to go here before kick. Sulphur and Davis. Sulphur won their first game. They are 1-0 on the year after a 49-21 win over Medill. The Davis Wolves, we got beat our first game, so it looks like we are trying to even up this match. So let's talk about all time. Sulphur-Davis is a historical series. It's been played since 1914 was the first time played, and it's been played consecutively since 1968. So, Dustin, what's the series? Who's in the lead?
Series 45 wins to Davis's 40. There's actually been 3 ties in this series. The last meeting, Sulphur won 47-9 last season, and that was their 3rd straight win. Over the last 10 years, Davis actually leads 7-3. We've got some information. The longest streak in this series, Sulphur won 13 straight from 1945 to 1957. The largest margin of victory was in 1997, 42 points when Sulphur won 42-0. The most combined points is a stat that we have. It was 77 points. Davis scored 56, and Sulphur scored 21 in 2011. So this will actually be the 89th meeting and actually the 52nd consecutive between the Bulldogs and the Wolves. That's the longest for each school. Since 1941, the only times these teams didn't meet were the 3 consecutive seasons from 1965 through 1967. From 1914 to 1964, Sulphur led the series, 21 wins to Davis's 14. And then in 1968 through 2018, Davis leads the series with 26 wins to Sulphur's 24, and there was also 1 tie in that stretch.
Probably the most important is the turn of the century. So since the turn of the century, where's that series sit?
Yeah, Davis is up since the turn of the century, 12-7 against the Sulphur Bulldogs.
Well, I definitely like the last one the best. And again, it's something we're looking to kind of build on that, kind of draw the series a little bit closer. So while we got a couple minutes here, 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go before halftime, let's look at the starters for this evening. We back cover and put some other kids in it.
And that's going to be that way for any ball club. Your starter's your starter for a reason, and when he goes down, it's the next man up.
So at fullback, a senior, 6'3", 285-pound Cooper Webb. Replacing Trey Parker this evening is going to be number 7, 142-pound senior Toby Talaferro.
And before we get too far, I've got to get it out of my system, Brad. I got home after that game, and it was really bothering me that the Parker kid got ejected out of that game, and I'll probably watch the replay 25 times. That particular play, I know there was stuff going on all night, both teams back and forth, but that play that he actually got ejected. I watched it over and over, slowed it down, watched it forward and backwards, and I'm not sure there should have even been a flag, much less an ejection. Of course, I'm a Davis Wolf, and that's going to be my opinion. I've seen lots of football, and I just don't believe that that was the case in that situation. I know there'd been some stuff before that play, and probably I don't think the punishment fit the crime in that case.
All right, Dustin, let's take just a second here. We're going to listen to the band. It looks like we are about to have the national anthem there. The captains for the Sulphur Bulldogs and the Davis Wolves are on the field currently. Looks like captains this evening for Davis is going to be number 3, Cole Martin, 44, Tyler Tomlinson, and number 40, Cooper Webb. Should add there also, I missed the young man earlier, but it also does look like number 65, Isaiah Escabel, is also out there as a captain. So let's continue through that offensive starter. So at the other halfback, number 10, a senior, 5'10", 205-pound Dane Parker.
Tight end number 44, senior Tyler Tomlinson. Wide receiver number 6, Diego Moore.
Diego Moore, too, I believe is going to be a scratch this evening. I saw him actually in street clothes earlier. I understand that he did sustain a concussion last week, and he is going to be held out this game. So it'll be interesting to see who they play in his spot.
Well, that's a couple of seniors that we're going to miss tonight.
That is right. So at right tackle, number 78, a senior, 6'4", 320-pound Greg Billy.
Right guard, number 66, senior Marshall Bolding.
At center, number 59, a junior, 5'9", 170-pound Tanner Claxton.
Left guard, number 50, Justin Ross. And Justin was one of the young men that the coaches had some praise for last week.
At left tackle, number 71, a junior, 6'4", 245-pound Wyatt Fisher.
And we also saw, let's not forget, we saw the last name, the Moore.
Yeah, we also saw a lot of number 72, which is Gavin Moore, who's a sophomore, 6'2", 245 pounds. And I know he was one of the young men that the coaches really singled out after that game as playing putting a good game together. So let's look at the defense, Dustin.
All right, we'll start off at tackle for senior Tyler Tomlinson. He's 6'4", 225 pounds.
At nose guard, no surprise here, a senior, number 40, 6'3", 285-pound Cooper Webb.
Yep, we're going to hear that name, Justin Ross, again, senior, number 50, 5'11", 215-pound tackle.
Okay, at end, number 11, a junior, 6'2", 193-pound Colin Dulaney.
On the other end, number 10, senior Dane Parker.
At linebacker, number 65, a senior, 5'11", 175-pound Isaiah Escabel, who is one of the captains this evening.
At the other linebacker, number 15, Ty Burke, 6'2", 175-pound junior.
At corner, right now they have listed Diego Moore, but again, with Diego being out, I would expect that position to be switched out. Either, again, I would expect Tuff Hammonds or Colton McGay Exactly right.
We're not closed up in the press box tonight. We're over in the Owl Band Shell. I don't know if we're going to call it that. We need to rename it.
So it'll be interesting. This is the first time since the Colgate game we've actually broadcast almost from the stands. Now we are somewhat separated from the main body of students and visitors, but at the same time we are close enough that we'll probably pick up some of the band noise as well as some of the crowd noise and things like that. Should be really interesting.
And once again, as always, we need to thank the Howell Group at Davis, the media group, for putting this all together. We're going to have multiple camps. It takes a lot of time and effort, and we appreciate these young men and women helping to bring this.
So I'm kind of interested. So both
It
teams.
is Friday the 13th, but we do want to remember absolutely 9/11 and everything that happened and celebrate and remember those people and all the servicemen and people that lost their lives and what that meant to our country. So I do appreciate that as well.
You bet. So Sulphur has taken the field. The Wolves are soon to join them here. Tell you what, there's a lot of excitement and energy in the stadium this evening. If you are not here, hopefully you're watching it at home and can kind of feel what we feel here. But it's loud. It's going to be. So there go the Wolves through the run through. I'm always excited that they've kind of opened the run through a little bit now. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago we ran through and kind of took the whole run through down because it didn't open very well.
Yeah,
so.
We've got some different versions of the run through. It's had to be repaired a couple of times. That's always kind of interesting. Beatster.
Yeah, he can go.
And what's the other number? 5? 5, that would be Logan Smith, another kid that real. Well, we got to kick the ball down and cover. All right, Brad, this is it.
So
Murray County Bedlam.
That's right, Murray County Bedlam. So, you know, crazy things happen on Friday the 13th. Let's see what happens right now. The kick is up. The kick is going to come down about the 20-yard line. Number 10 fields the ball. He's got a little bit of a lane there. Looks like he gets up to around, I'd say that looks like about the 35-yard line. Let's see where they mark him down.
Tackle made by number 22, Drew Park.
The Davis defense, I believe that was 10.
Yes, Dane Parker,
Dane
number 10.
Parker in there, unable to bring the ball carrier down, but is able to slow him down enough that the defense is able to recover and make the drop him for a short gain right there.
But we're going to have to wrap up.
So second and 8 at the 28-yard line. Ball again in the fullback formation. This time the ball is on the ground.
Actually, I think he caught it midair. He fumbled and caught it before he hit the ground. But a good stop there by the Davis defense.
Going to be a minimal gain that time. They kind of went quick again. They came out of that diamond formation again where they've got a quarterback score is tied 0. Sulphur is able to score.
Last week we had a little bit of trouble catching these kickoffs.
Drives too is the other thing that I think is important. So
Take care of the football, no penalty.
So Martin at quarterback, straight handoff in the full house wishbone right there. The Wolves looking to establish that belly dive right off the bat with the fullback. So Webb with a short gain there is going to bring up a, looks like it's going to bring up, ball is at the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up about
Second and 7.
second and 7, right in that range.
Wolves come out split right.
Ball's at the 33. So again, Martin with the hard count, trying to draw them off sides. This time Martin, the handoff goes to the up back, the tailback right there. Not a lot to gain right there. Played very well by the Sulphur defense. Tried to establish the edge, just weren't ever able to set it there.
Short gain, bring up about 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 is where we're at. Ball.
And folks, once again, we are having some technical difficulties with one of our cameras or a couple of cameras. We're working on that hard for you.
So 31 McGahey runs the play in. Tomlinson split wide. Quarterback made the attempt to throw the ball, just no time at all to get the ball off, and he is brought down for the sack right there. Looked like he had some people downfield. Had both McGahey and Tyler Tomlinson. Just didn't have time to get the ball off at all.
We've got to protect. We've got to be able to protect. Sulphur's got a lot of linebackers. They're going to bring them. We've got to be able to protect the quarterback whenever we need to throw. Brings up 4th down and 9 for the Wolves. We're going to be punting the ball back to the Sulphur Bulldogs. Hopefully this one's live. We do get the punt off.
So punt is a short punt. I'll tell you what goes out of bounds. Not a good punt, unfortunately. Ball went almost straight up, straight down, bounced out, and it's going to be a short field for the Bulldogs here. The ball is going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 39-yard line this time. So again, Sulphur on the Davis side of the field for the 2nd time this evening. They're looking to build on what's currently a 6-0 lead. Ball is at the
Sulphur with 2 receivers left. Diamond formation in the backfield.
quarterback hands off. He's got a host of lead blockers there. He really doesn't pick up a whole lot. Maybe picks up a couple here.
Well, that's what that diamond formation gives you. You may give up a little bit on the line of scrimmage, but you've got a lot of lead blockers in front of that running back. Looks like maybe second and
Could be second about 9, second and 8. So it's at the 12-yard line currently. That's again in the PT Central red zone for the second time this evening. Sulphur Bulldogs currently leading 6-0.
Well, I hope Sulphur doesn't throw a quick screen over there to the left.
They've
We're going to have to be a little bit
They've
closer.
got trips
up on line of
formation.
scrimmage.
They are going to throw the screen. Immediately goes to that guy. We didn't do just a great job there covering it. He is able to score the 12-yard touchdown right there off the touchdown pass.
Yep, and that's number 2, Tavius McDonald. That's kind of what I was afraid of. We had some guys, kind of back off the line of scrimmage there and just gave him too much room. That kid's hard tackle anyway. We're going to have to get more than one man kind of in the vicinity.
So with 5:40 to go, is able
Keep to the right.
quarterback keep, and he is met. Let's see if they mark him in. That's close, and it is good. So he's able to pick up the 2-point conversion. It is now 14-0 Sulphur with 5:49 to go here in the first half. With that, let's take a real quick commercial break, and we will be back right after this.
Army National Guard for multiple reasons. The first being which that I've always believed that the state of Oklahoma and the United States of America are truly exceptional on the world stage. So I want to do something to give back to the country and state that's been so good to me. So one day I asked myself, if not me, who? And if not now, when? So it was at that point I decided to enlist. And the second reason being, getting my education has always been very important to me. So after doing some studying, I found the Army National Guard's college benefits were far more competitive than anything else out there. So after graduating from the University of Oklahoma, I was able to leave my college career basically debt-free. Now that I work in recruiting, I get to see people's lives change for the better by the Army National Guard on a daily basis. And people enlist for different reasons. It could be the competitive college benefits.
Okay, we are back. Sulphur set to kick off the ball. 5:49 to go in the first quarter. Sulphur currently leading the Wolves 14-0. So 2 possessions, 2 scores for Sulphur. We've got to tighten up defensively.
Sulphur's got some good-looking athletes on the field tonight.
So the kick is up. It is looks like it is going to go out of bounds. There's a flag. I'm sure that's from out of bounds on the kick. It's going to be Dave.
Looks like I do see number 72, Gavin Moore. Number 50, 50 is
Justin Ross.
Sorry,
Yep.
Justin. I forgot your first name there. Justin Ross. Maybe number 59, Tanner Claxton. We'll have to get another look at it here for you. Wolves are huddled up on the sideline.
So Davis's second possession after a 3 and out on their first one. So 5:49 to go in the first quarter. Ball is currently at the Sulphur 30.
56, Levi Baxter. Along with 44, Tyler Tomlinson.
31, McGahey in there also. 72, which is Gavin Moore. So the Wolves break Line up in the full house backfield again. Martin under center. Fake goes to the fullback. Does a good job of keeping his feet driving there. Is able to pick up a couple extra yards, and it's going to be second and about 5-yard line, 5 at the 40-yard line.
First time we've seen the option for the Wolves tonight.
Like that fake went to the fullback there. They kind of keyed off on, I believe that was Cooper Webb there with the fake, and Martin able to pick up a couple extra yards here. So full lines up behind Martin. The handoff goes to number 3. Number 3 with some able to pick up some good positive yardage.
That was
right
fullback,
there.
Brad.
That was fullback.
Yep. .22, Drew Parks.
Drew Parks there with the nice run.
Yeah, young man took a shot over here on the sideline.
He
Looks
did.
like they're
Looks like
looking at him.
He got all the way down to the Sulphur 30-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. So it's going to be first and 10 at the Sulphur 30. So it took it from the Davis 40 all the way down to the Sulphur 30.
Nice play. Good blocking up front.
Quarterback. Fake goes, this time it's not a fake, goes directly to number 40, Cooper Webb, and Webb is able to pick up a cut there. Good job that time by the Sulphur defense, kind of stacking the line, the interior of the line.
Got to get more positive yards.
So it's going to be a pickup of about 1.5 yards. So it's going to be, the ball's going to be marked at the, looks like they're going to mark that at the 29-yard line. So pick up 1 that time, second 9.
Sulphur with a 4-man front. Walking up a defensive end now, 5-man front. 3 linebackers. Looks like we're running the option to follow.
Martin kept that time, able to pick up some positive yardage. Makes it a 3rd and manageable now after that second and 9. It's going to bring up about, let's see the mark. It's going to be about, it looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 3.
Just outside that PT Central red zone.
3 at the 20, looks like they've got a Martin handoff goes up the middle. Number 11, Dulaney. Dulaney falls forward.
I think we're going to get the first down here.
I'll tell you what, it's close. If not, yep, it is a first down. So good job by Dulaney there to pick up the first down on 4th and 4.
That's got to give you a little bit of confidence. Good job, offensive line. Way to run the ball, young man.
So we are now in the PT Central red zone for the first time. It looks like about the 18-yard line.
Wolves go double split this time.
Again, they've
Double
got
wing.
Tomlinson at one side. I can't see who that tailback is on the opposite side. Martin looks to throw. There's nothing there. He's going to tuck the ball, and he's got some room.
Good way to run the football.
Good job that time by Martin. I'll tell you what, I thought they were going to call some targeting there at the end. They kind of lowered his shoulder. Martin is down right now. Again, don't know that was a necessary hit there. Looks like Martin is down on that hit, though. He is able to pick up the first down. But
well, I tell you what, that was a lot of individual effort there. You know, we were looking to pass the ball, and he pulled the ball down, put a couple moves on some guys, and was looking for the end zone. I like that kind of effort.
Yep, definitely liked it. Didn't like the defensive play there. Again, I thought there might be some targeting there on a guy. But we'll see what happens here. So again, the gentleman's still down. Martin's still down on the field. Coaches are around working on him right now.
Yeah, possibly look like a lower leg injury maybe of some sort.
So Sulphur players showing a lot of class. They're taking a knee as well while they work on their player, or while they work on the Davis player. So again, 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. The Wolves currently trail Davis 14-0. They're on their second possession of the half. This possession, they currently started on their own 35-yard line. They're now down to the Sulphur let's see where they mark this. I think they're going to mark it around the 6 or 7-yard line. Again, on the play, though, unfortunately, Martin, the quarterback for Davis, is actually kind of shook up, and they're still working on him currently. So again, while this is going on, why don't we take a real quick commercial break, and we will be back shortly. This is Davis Wolves football, Ground and Pound Wishbone Show. Brad Bentley and Dustin Johnson will be back soon.
Are you looking for a great deal on a new Chevrolet or a great used car? Then come on down to Mike Ellick Chevrolet, located at 1630 East Main Street in Davis. Check out our wide selection of new and used cars, visit with our friendly staff, and enjoy a no-hassle buying experience. And as always, no dock fees or ADPs. Mike Ellick Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Davis Wolves football.
Call us first.
For loans.
For deposits.
For the best customer service.
Call us first.
We answer. First National Bank of Davis, a branch of Paul Valley National Bank.
So we are back. Davis currently at looks like the ball's going to be marked down around the 6-yard line at the Sulphur 6, currently trailing Sulphur 14-0.
Number 11, Colin Delaney in for Martin.
Delaney in for Martin right now at quarterback after the injury.
He snapped the football.
Handoff this time goes to the up back. We were able to punch it in. There's Parker, number 10, on about a 6-yard touchdown run right there.
Tell you what, we blocked that well. There was a lot of Sulphur white jerseys laying on the grass.
That was what we wanted right there. Kind of dominated up front, made a nice lane for the running back. Running back didn't look like he got touched on that play.
No, that was a good-looking play.
So Davis able to capitalize here and cut. In the first quarter. A cover 3 and walk your strong safety up to a linebacker. So I'll be interested to see if they still attempt to do that with somebody else in at the position. So the kick is up. It's a high kick. It's going to be fielded about the 25-yard line. It's got quite a lane. We better cover. Don't know if we're going to get that one. 5 is going to take it to the house. good coverage, good blocking up front for the Bulldogs, and they immediately answer, taking the kickoff back.
Tell you what, that young man didn't have to make any decisions.
Nope.
He had a big hole with people leading him through it. Right? Kick coverage team.
So it looked like the ball was originally fielded about the 25-yard line. So that's about a 75-yard touchdown, 75-yard kick return touchdown. So they now line up to kick the extra point. Currently, with that score, leading 20-7. Immediately answer that long Davis drive. And the kick is up. Kick looks no
again.
good. I'll tell you what, if this was a field goal kicking contest, I'd like where we're at. But unfortunately, it is now 20-7 Sulphur with 2:10 to go here in the
still in the first quarter.
First quarter, yeah. This has been an action-packed first quarter. Again, big play there was the Mag Trailer scoring recap. That was just the kickoff right there. Kickoff return 75 yards for the touchdown by Sulphur. Answering that long drive by Davis to cut the lead to 14-7. Sulphur immediately comes back, takes the opening kickoff. Looked like the water parted right there.
Oh yeah.
And there was a huge lane for that tailback. I don't think he was touched. Unfortunately, Kaiser last year were 425 yards on 17 carries. That young man did not get touched on the kick return. So we are going to have to tighten up on our special teams and defense here. And again, you wonder losing Martin. He's one of those kids that had lots of different roles.
Leadership.
It's one of those things from a kick team as well. I would imagine he probably played as well on that special team. So again, 20-7, 2:10 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs currently lead the Wolves in Murray County Bedlam.
Looks like number 7 Talaferro back deep for the Wolves, and also maybe number.
Looks like, is that 31 McGahey again?
I believe so.
So when the kick is up, it's a high kick. Ball's going to be fielded about the 10-yard line. That was by Talaferro, and he had nowhere to go. He's immediately steamrolled there by the kick coverage. Tell you what, Sulphur's special teams have looked special this evening.
Yeah, they've kicked the ball when it stayed in bounds. They've been trying to get down there on that visitor boundary, and when they're able to kick it in there inside the numbers, in between the numbers and the sidelines, they can kind of get more defenders there, and we've got blockers. Looks like something we might need to try to take a clue from. Kick the ball right straight down the middle of the field and just let them go right down the middle.
So Davis now takes over on their own 17-yard line. This will be Davis's third possession of the first quarter. Dulaney back in at quarterback. He's got the full house backfield behind him. Dulaney takes a snap. The handoff. The ball is on the ground. Never gets the handoff between.
I heard a whistle, though, before the fumble. I'm not sure if maybe that was. I guess maybe not.
Well, it looks like I said, Dulaney, the handoff between Dulaney and Talaferro is not a good handoff. The ball shoots out. It's put down on the ground, goes immediately to a Sulphur defender. Sulphur is able to recover.
Giving them a short field.
It's going to give Sulphur, again, after the fumble, Sulphur is going to take over on this possession, within the 20-yard line. So, again, they are already in PT Central red zone. Ball is going to be marked on the 19-yard line. Handoff goes to number 5. Short gain that time. I'll tell you what, there is a lot of downfield, extracurricular.
That was
activity.
A pancake. That was just a pancake. That's good blocking. I don't know if there was a little bit extra, maybe late, but my goodness, when they're, blocking us that far downfield, they're getting the job done.
So again, that's going to bring up 2nd and 6 now from the 15. Again, still in the PT Central red zone, leading 20-7. The Bulldogs are over the Wolves. 1:27 to go and counting. First quarter.
Sulphur 2 receivers left, up back, tailback. Going to give it to the quarterback keep up the middle.
Quarterback is going to get in again. Did not play that very well. Quarterback kind of followed the action of the guy going into motion.
Yeah, they faked the jet sweep, which they were successful on down there. I know the Wolves defense was, had that play in their mind, and Sulphur came back with the counter.
So with 1:15 to go, the score is now 26-7. Sulphur lines up, I'm assuming, to go for 2 again here to kind of get back that point they lost earlier. And they do line up.
Seems to be their only deficiency so far is kicking extra points.
Yep, everything else has looked good for that group.
Sulphur kind of puts everybody over on the right-hand side here.
So they fake the jet sweep. Again, had a little RPO right there. We bit a little bit on the quarterback play there, and he is able to dump it over for the 2-point conversion. And with that, it is now 28-7.
Yep, little play action there, and dumped it off to maybe a fullback in the flat, just on the other side of the goal line.
So with 1:15 to go still in the first quarter, again, Davis kind of shot themselves in the foot there with the fumble, giving Sulphur the short field and then also the 75-yard kick return. Sulphur now leads 28-7. And with that, we'll take a real quick commercial break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Football, this is the Ground and Pound Wish Show. Start their fourth drive of the first quarter. Like this time it's going to be Talafero. Going to roll into the end zone, but it didn't. It basically just stuck.
And,
you know, probably made the right call of fielding the ball and trying to pick up what they could. But
yeah, that's a live ball. You've got to field it.
You know, you've got to. The ball's going to be down at the. It looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 on their 14-yard line. The Wolves are looking to start on their own 14-yard line. Dulaney this time when the handoff goes to the up back. That time it was, that
I
was
think
number
that was just
10,
a blast
Parker.
play to Parker,
Yep.
yeah.
Able to pick up. Ball is now, it's going to be 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
You know, Davis doesn't do anything fancy. This is just Wolf football. This is, full house, wishbone backfield. You got to block, and you got to run.
So Dulaney back at quarterback. Full house directly behind him again. Dulaney keeps this time. Fake goes to Parks, and he is just nowhere there. We did not block the edge at all on that one, unfortunately. Two guys immediately
two at least
keyed off on the quarterback, and as soon as the quarterback kept, it's going to be a loss. So it looks like they are going to mark it as no gain, not a loss. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 now at the 17-yard line.
That's going to bring it into the first quarter.
So
Sulphur Bulldogs leading right now, 28-7. This is kind of looking like the Friday the 13th horror movies for Davis fans right now.
It is. There's no doubt about it. We need to kind of start our own script here, not this one.
Yep. We need to get a tourniquet tied around that defense somehow and stop some of that beating.
So 28-7, Sulphur currently leads. 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes to go. Start of the second quarter here. So again, that was a long first quarter. A lot of scoring. Unfortunately, was only for one side.
Yep.
So the Wolves facing a 3rd and 7 from their own 17-yard line.
Tell you what, that Sulphur offense has been pretty impressive. They've
It's
kind of done
good.
it on.
Yeah, they've
I
looked
mean,
nice.
they did it on special teams, like we said. The only deficiency has been kicking the extra points, but they've been able to go for 2, be able to get those points back.
Haven't done anything fancy. Just they've done everything they've done. It's been it's been good, positive yardage. Picked up good plays.
Yeah, they're executing their offense. That's what they're going to do. Ride the tailback, run some jet sweep, throw a pass every now and then, and been very successful with it so far.
So 3rd and 7 for the Wolves. Dulaney at quarterback. Wishbone, full house Wishbone lines up behind Dulaney. The Wolves currently trailing 28-7 to Sulphur. Start of the second quarter second quarter hasn't had a second click off of it yet, so still full 12 minutes in the second quarter. So kind of at least one side of it, the Sulphur side here is kind of the Davis side of it's been kind of silenced with this kind of offensive onslaught by the Bulldogs.
Looked like number 9 Tucker Miller in on offense for the Wolves.
Lot of fans here tonight. Standing room only all the way around the fence line.
Number 8 Latham.
Sulphur looking to build on what's currently a 28-7 lead.
Number 10 Dane Parker back to punt for the Wolves. Sulphur again in that diamond formation backfield. Look for him to run the football.
dodge. Sammons, I believe this is going to be his first return this year. I don't recall seeing him in the first game returning punts, but he gets out of the way. The ball is going to bounce. It takes a nice roll. It looks like it's going to die about the 5-yard line. You know, again, looked like it was going to go out of bounds, looked like it was going to go into the end zone, and it just kind of died again right there where it was at on the 5. So the Wolves will take over on their own 5-yard line, currently trailing 28-7 with 9:27 to go in the first half.
Wolves in the shadow of their own goal line. No penalties, no mistakes.
So when it comes to drive, you know, again, a 90. Full house wishbone behind the So Dulaney, handoff goes to the second back this time. Nice job that time of Talaferro, kind of picking up what he can. Not a bad little run. Looks like he's going to be down around the 15-yard line. See where they mark him.
Going to bring up 3rd and short.
Going to be 3rd and short here, which is kind of, you know, after that's nice to see as a third.
And we run right.
Dulaney's going to keep this time. He's able to kind of beat through that initial. He has a defender in the backfield. He's able to kind of fight forward here. And tell you what, it looked like that was going to go for no gain or a loss. He's able to kind of fight through that initial tackle and pick up the first down. Good job that time by Dulaney.
Good job.
Picking up what he could.
A lot of individual effort right there, not going down on the first.